Next stop, Broadway and West 178th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 178th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 176th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 176th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 174th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 174th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 172nd Street. This stop is Broadway and West 172nd Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 170th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 170th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 167th Street. Transfers available to the 1, A and C trains and M3. This stop is Broadway and West 167th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 164th Street. Transfer available to M4. This stop is Broadway and West 164th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 162nd Street. This stop is Broadway and West 162nd Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 160th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 160th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 157th Street. Transfers available to M4, BX6 and BX6 SBS. This stop is Broadway and West 157th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 145th Street. Transfer available to BX19. This stop is Broadway and West 145th Street. Next stop, West 135th Street and Broadway. Transfer available to M11. This stop is West 135th Street and Broadway. Next stop, West 135th Street and Riverside Drive. This stop is West 135th Street and Riverside Drive. Next stop, Riverside Drive and Tiemann Place. Transfer available to M125. This stop is Riverside Drive and Tiemann Place. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 122nd Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 122nd Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 119th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 119th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 116th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 116th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 114th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 114th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 112th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 112th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 108th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 108th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 106th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 106th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 104th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 104th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 100th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 100th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 97th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 97th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 94th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 94th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 91st Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 91st Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 89th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 89th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 86th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 86th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 84th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 84th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 82nd Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 82nd Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 80th Street. Transfer available to M79 SBS. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 80th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 76th Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 76th Street. Next stop, Riverside Drive and West 73rd Street. This stop is Riverside Drive and West 73rd Street. Next stop, West 72nd Street and West End Avenue. Transfers available to M57 and M72. This stop is West 72nd Street and West End Avenue. Next stop, West 72nd Street and Broadway. Transfers available to the 1, 2 and 3 trains, M11, M7 and M104. This stop is West 72nd Street and Broadway. Next stop, Broadway and West 65th Street. Transfers available to M11, M7 and M66. This stop is Broadway and West 65th Street. Next stop, Columbus Circle and 8th Avenue. Transfers available to the A, B, C and D trains, M10, M12 and M20. This stop is Columbus Circle and 8th Avenue. Next stop, Central Park South and Avenue of the Americas. Transfer available to the F train, This stop is Central Park South and Avenue of the Americas. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 58th Street. Transfers available to the N, R and W trains, M1, M2 Limited, M3, M4, M57, M31 and Q32. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 58th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 50th Street. Transfers available to the E and M trains and M50. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 50th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 41st Street. Transfers available to the 7, B, D, F and S trains, M42 and M55. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 41st Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 39th Street. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 39th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 36th Street. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 36th Street. Next stop, 5th Avenue and West 33rd Street. Transfers available to the N, Q, R and W trains, PATH, M34 SBS and M34A SBS. This stop is 5th Avenue and West 33rd Street. Next stop, West 31st Street and 6th Avenue. This is the last stop. This stop is West 31st Street and 6th Avenue. This is M5 Limited to 31st Street and 6th Avenue.